So in June of 2017, myself and my family are going on a dream vacation. Our dream vacation is to, guess where? England, my homeland. My children have never been to England. So this is an exciting trip we're going to go on. And I was thinking about the process we're going through to enable this trip. So we have a destination, England. We have two, a story. What is our story? Really, our story is what we're going to do. How are we going to get there? Are we going to fly or take a boat? Where are we going to stay? What are we going to visit? Are we going to go see Buckingham Palace, Tower of London? Are we going to stay in my town, Hemel Hempstead? Or are we going to stay in London? Are we going to get a car? Lots of questions. The answer to those questions are our story for our trip. So let's focus on how we're going to get there. Let's presume we fly. The mechanism for us to get there is an aeroplane. That's pretty obvious. Now that aeroplane needs two key elements to be able to take off. One, a runway. Two, a pilot. So our trip is based around going to a certain destination, evolving our story, and then the mechanics of getting there are an aeroplane, a runway, and a pilot. So think about GIS. As I was thinking about this plan that we're putting in place, I thought about GIS. Think about when you're putting in place something for GIS. What's your destination? What's the problem you're trying to solve? Are you a real estate company trying to see maps and your comps on a map and parcels and demographics? Is that what you're trying to do? Your destination is something that's a place. What's the story? How are you going to get there? You've got lots of questions if you're new to GIS. You've got lots of questions about that path there. Similar to what we're going to do. You have these notions about what you want. What's the story? What's your story? Number two. Number three, what's your mechanism to get there? In our case, it's an aeroplane to get to England. ArcGIS is a mechanism to enable what you're trying to do with GIS. So that's our third piece. We have a mechanism. But let's step back at what I was saying with the trip and think about a runway. What do I mean by a runway in terms of GIS? What I mean by a runway in terms of GIS is data. Do you have the data? Is it complete? Is it accurate? Do we need to do things with that data to geo-enrich it? Lots of things we need to do. We need to set that strip out for us, that runway. Once we've got all those pieces in place, can you pilot the plane? Do you know ArcGIS and WebGIS? Can you jump into that pilot seat and take that plane up into the air? Can you take GIS, ArcGIS, to where you want your ArcGIS to go? That's a key question. GIS is complex. Organizations like WebMapSolutions are focused on providing that piloting for you. We can have you as a co-pilot. We can guide you and give you the tools you need to pilot that plane. We can just pilot it for you and you can be a passenger in the back. But those ingredients are the key to success with ArcGIS. If we didn't have any of those pieces for our trip in place, guess where we would be? Still in Salt Lake City.